as someone who has a lot of men and boys who are important to me in my life, I am so worried about the modern generation of boys. And the fact that on their phones, on their screens, which they are going to spend a lot of time on, they end up being sandwiched between a radical feminist perspective and a radical misogynist perspective. And there's a lot of effort from feminist people to say that there isn't a war on men and that there aren't, any social problems big enough for men or boys to be spoken of. But the effort to say that totally glazes over the fact that boys are being snatched up into misogyny on the internet every single day. And part of the effort in this whole sense of perspective control happening on our phones is to radicalize everyone against each other so that you would overlook the fact that the war on men is the war on women, which is snatching boys up into misogynist culture, into hyper-productivity culture to feed the consumerist machine, to oppress women in this whole snake eating its tail situation. The hardness that you feel in your heart towards boys and men continues and perpetuates the pain and the subjugation of women. And it's so incredibly... I've talked to so many people who are just so incredibly calloused to the things that happen to boys. And there's this whole attitude towards boys and young men on the internet, like they're so stupid for falling into the traps of manosphere culture. They're not stupid. They're just looking for something to follow, to believe in. And they're being manipulated heavily by the internet and by culture. And that's not to say that making unethical decisions is always okay, but these are children we're talking about. Children.